What's up, everyone? I'm pretty sure that people who are watching this live generally aren't used to seeing me live because I'm starting 12 hours earlier or later than when I would usually do my live streams. But I figured, hey, it's 6 a.m. right now, no better moment to just make some live streams. I know we have some Australian boys, and then they are like, it's 3 a.m. when you live stream, I can never see you. So I figured, hey, let's give this a shot and take a look as well. Spellbinding Games, you're a familiar name. I guess there's some overlap as well with like West Coast US, because there is like 9 p.m. as well. But yeah, I feel like I'll probably get some new faces in chat this time. Let me actually make it so that chat also appears on stream. I keep forgetting this. Hi, Alejandro, as well, and the Memer Monkey. Perfect. You cave at sleep is a myth. I'm well rested. I'm used to this almost because when I was back in Japan, I had the problem of I wanted to have that time slot in Belgium, or like not Belgium, but like the Western time slot, because there is definitely a difference. I think I can just show you as well. Why I generally stream the time that I stream. If I go to my analytics, there's like a tab here for audience, and it's like right now we're in like the deadest time of YouTube basically. But yeah, 5 a.m. It's 6 a.m. here, but it's still a pretty painful one. So this is like where all the Australians are. So generally I stream from like 5 to like 8 or 9 p.m., which is like most of your viewers. But I figured, hey, let's try out actually how many people are still watching. Yeah, California, 8 p.m. Oh, even better. So whether you call it a late stream or an early stream, Retro Game Store Simulator. By the way, I was looking for... Have you not uploaded your game footage yet? Because you said it was coming like in a week. You said that 3 weeks ago. So I do have to call you out on that one. But yeah, indeed. So I'm just I'm gonna be honest. I don't have like crazy plans. The idea I have for this stream is do like a bit of a mix of going through the improve my game. If you guys have things that you generally can't. All of the East Coast people are joining as well. You should be asleep because it's like Sunday your time. I guess you have to like go to work or go to school something. Not yet. In three weeks ago. Steam with the store pages is absolutely miserable indeed, with how long it takes for them right now to approve it. Back in November, I think it took 2 days, literally. Oh, it's bank holiday. Okay, I guess I timed it well. It took 2 days for them to approve like our store page. And then now, it's been literally 20 days. And it still hasn't been approved. It's been miserable for me at least, so... yeah, been over 5 days and the only change was a single capsule image. It's very frustrating. I absolutely get you. And it's like, I originally sent them a message like after 12 days of like, hey, guys, are you still looking at this? Oh, thanks, Gary, as well. You're going in hard. Oh, A6 Giddy World is in here as well. Now I can see who's in here, even if they're like lurking. Null X said C. Yeah. So what I wanted to do was probably just go through, first of all, start with some of this stuff. I forgot. Oh yeah, we have in our Discord, if you don't know yet. Oh, and thank you as well, Retro Game Store, for becoming a member. We have this channel called Improve My Game, and in here you can make like posts and ask questions. And then I like to go through them on stream. Some of them are like easier than others. Yeah, 20 days and still not approved. The demo page is approved for like the game. But the actual game, nah, it's so dumb. Like the demo has been approved more than a week already. But it's like I can't make the demo go live if the main parent page isn't live yet. So what we can do then is we can go through these. I have some other stuff, of course. I have overtime and only open because there's been some cool updates here as well. Good morning, Swarve, as well. So we'll talk about it as well. Alessandro is even awake. He is way too early, I feel. And I just wanted to try it out, basically. Take it how it goes. Don't get too used to streams at this time, probably. Right now, at least. But I did just want to give it a shot and look at how it goes. So if you have questions, if you have anything like that, just let me know, basically. Because, yeah, there definitely is a viewer difference, I can tell you that. But, hey, we do it for the love of the game, right? So let's start with just giving this guy some feedback on, he was like, hey, what do you think of the visuals of my new game? And then he sent this dancing GIF thing, whatever. I think Leverus is very correct in the fact that, holy shit, this is green. And I think when you post these kinds of things, like these silly GIFs, this is something that you often think of when it's like, oh, I'm going to upload this to my TikTok, or I'm going to upload this to my, well, not TikTok anymore for you guys in the US apparently, but I'm going to upload this to my XD Everything app, which is now dominating again, I guess. And use that for marketing. I think that's not the move. I think, how do I say this? Yeah, it's very green, definitely, the first issue. Like, this is eye-piercingly bright in general. Like, I feel like you can tone down the total brightness of this GIF. But it's also like, what's the point of this? Is kind of the bigger issue I have. It's like, yeah, it's meme, but I don't think genuinely anyone is going to wishlist your game based on this, for example. If that's the plan, I don't know if it is. Because it doesn't tell me anything. It's like, okay, you have an art style, but why are there like 3 static T-posing characters? Like, either get rid of them, get an idle animation or something. This does feel very much roughy prototypey and not like actual game. What's the point? It's clear the next Dance Dance Revolution. So it's like, are you making a Fall Guys or a Stumble Guys style game? Soulsion is like, looks terrible. You're nicer than I am. T-posing for dominance. So I think, ask yourself, like, what the, when you make these kinds of content at the end of the day, it takes time, right? And it's like, does it take a lot of time? Probably not. But it's still like, am I doing the right things here? Or would I be better off just looking at changing the grass? I hope really you're changing the grass. It is indeed 6 a.m. for me, Trayson. Well, 7 past 6 by now, but yeah. With that out of the way, I have an actual Steam page, and I wanted to talk about a concept that is something that I'm exploring now as well. Oh, that's too big. Where these guys, they have their store page, A Tale of Silent Depths, and they're like, okay, it's a turn-based tactical RPG, which is already kind of a weird genre. Or it's not a weird genre. It's a genre I've noticed people love, and it's a comment we got on the latest tier list as well. But it's not super popular, I feel. Like, the biggest game that I can think of, for example, is that in like recent history is like Wizards with a Gun. But like, that is a really good one. And what I think is an interesting point is, okay, they have a demo, which is good. But for these styles of games, what I think you're better off, now I haven't downloaded the demo, I haven't given the demo like a shot, but I've played other demos from this developer. Because here, if you, is it not out yet? Yeah, here. I've given like Spacepunk Survival. I've played this one before. My God, they have how many games have they actually? So they have. Okay, they have 4 games released. That's fine. And then I played their Spacepunk Survival. Once again, has a demo as well. This was a demo that was released before there were separate Steam pages. I think, however, if you have a demo that looks this polished already, because it does look polished when looking at the trailer and all of that, I think we're reaching the point now where you're better off putting it as a dedicated Steam demo page. So what I mean by that is like, what is a good example? Well, I can just go to Steam actually. And then if you go here, and it's like down below somewhere, what is it here? Trending free. Here you have these dedicated demo pages, like for example here, Calyx demo. And what these can do is they can have reviews. And reviews, like statistically, there's not a giant difference in between having a demo page and having the demo like this on your store page. But especially since in your case, you have a somewhat, like you have 41 followers. That's not a crazy high amount, but what having those demo pages can do is you can notify them. You can notify all of your followers of, hey, there's a new demo out, which, okay, if you have 41 followers, doesn't make as much sense. But if you, for example, with publishers, this is a big one. Like, for example, A Hooded Horse is is by far the best example of this. If I go and take a look at them, where are they? Because they have, what is it, like 70,000 followers. Every time they release a demo, 70,000 people will get an email of like, hey, there's a new Hooded Horse demo. And that is something, one, that you can't get by just uploading a demo silently, so to say, to your Steam page. The second thing is, if you have a game that you're proud of, I think the reviews are overall a net positive because of, like, you could see here, you can see those reviews. It has a number and it gives you the chance as well. It's not guaranteed, but if you can maybe do like a little bit of a push at the same time and really focus on, hey guys, look, everyone, there's a demo out, you can end up here on like the trending free tab. Because, okay, these things definitely, they do have pretty high amounts of reviews still, but I think these things can help, especially for getting just that little bit extra visibility, basically. So we are probably, for our, like, Magical Girl Guardians, for example, when we release the demo for that, because we're planning that soon, we probably will stick the first time to here. Download Magical Girl Guardians demo. Just have it as a green button, because we know that the game is not going to be perfect yet. And we want to do it as feedback, and it's like kind of a playtest and whatever. But ideally, we would actually turn it, once we have gotten some feedback from players and we know that, hey, this is actually something people like, then you can take that step and make a dedicated demo page and get reviews. I think that's a really important thing. Once you have an understanding of, okay, people are probably going to like this. Because if I look at these like visuals, and I looked at the trailer earlier today as well, where it does look very much like a polished game. These developers kind of know. I think they're not brand new. I mean, they've released some games. They're working on a bunch of other games as well. That would be probably what I'm doing. I think Spacepunk Survival, similar thing here, could be something as well to have like a dedicated demo page now, because I think you can get some more visibility as well. Don't quote me on that. But once again, getting those reviews can help as well to make it basically better. I think that's it. Because like then also their publisher, how many? Okay, the publisher has no followers. Oh, it's the same publisher as this game, which is also a Bite Me Games, Gooben Balloons DX. Do the reviews of the demo affect the other page, non-demo page? No, they do not. So you can have a demo if you want, basically, that has like horrible ratings and then the game is like overly positive, or the opposite has happened as well. I think it's more the opposite, where a demo has really good ratings because it's free, it has good content, maybe it's polished, and then you have the full game. I can't think of an example right now, but it's a thing. But those two things don't impact themselves. There's no real algorithmic impact from Steam themselves. But if you look at, for example, what a Chris Zukowski and things like that say, they do suggest doing it, because it's also just nicer to look at a positive thing here, for example, instead of just purely the reviews. Euro Truck is worth $5. Also, thank you once again, Carrie, for the membership. You're going all out today. Also, I can't play Euro Truck, guys. I do not have time. I have to stream at 6 a.m. instead. So I think that is something I just wanted to do as like a PSA or something. That's something that I've never really talked about more. So the demo is more part of the actual making a good game part from a Steam perspective. So a demo is more part of the actual making a game part. I'm not sure what that means exactly, Alessandro. But especially if you then were to join something like a Next Fest, which I don't know is what they're going to do here, for example, as well. It's going to be more trustworthy if you're going into a Next Fest and it already has 50 reviews, or even just 10 reviews. Honestly, those blue texts, they matter a lot. And like the color of the text is a very dumb example. But Unicycle Pizza Time, unfortunately, right now is at mixed. And that's like kind of shitty. And does it have an impact? Probably. But it's like, because it got 10 reviews and half of them are like rage reviews. It's kind of annoying. I know the game is still good. But I think that is something to keep in mind. Like, especially with something like a Forge Industry as well. It's like the moment it says mixed or it says nothing, it's like for example, it's all about confidence at the end of it. Because if you go to a Crop Illusion, it's like there's no blue text here. There's no dopamine that like Steam users have been thought over the years that if a game has like red text, it's like stay away from this. So I think that was just something I wanted to get out of the way. Like, it's a tool that's added now, and it's definitely something that more big publishers will benefit from. Yeah. Have we updated Unicycle Pizza Time since release? We have. I actually pushed an update yesterday called Shared Checkpoints because we've been getting a very high influx of new gamers because German YouTube has been picking up on Unicycle Pizza Time basically. And what we noticed was, because once again, it gave us a lot of footage to look at, there were some issues with checkpoints, and we noticed that it wasn't really fun how most of the YouTubers, they play together, right? And what that means is like, okay, maybe one person gets past the first area pretty easily because they're not like incompetent gamers. I shouldn't say that about our audience. But then you have that awkward point, I think I can show it, where they just had to wait for like 20 minutes. I think Smitty, for example, is a good example of Smitty Unicycle. And this was a point where I was like, okay, we actually maybe want to look into this. Where, yeah, like here. So this was a segment, and it kind of sucked for me to watch. If it wants to load, thank you very much. Where they just had to wait for their teammates or partners or whatever. Jesus Christ, YouTube, please buffer. I want to explain this. Yeah. So Smitty now, he just has to wait basically because he already finished, but the rest of the people didn't. And this was something a lot of content creators ran into. So we now added the option so you have shared checkpoints, which means that, okay, Smitty, he reached the checkpoint. If they have it on shared instead of personal, which is new now, then everyone would respawn at the latest unlocked checkpoint. So they would stay more together. Yeah, 1.9 million views is really solid as well. So that was an update we did yesterday. Then I think I also did a visual overhaul update here, a small one. No, not this one. In December, where I've been learning about lighting. $5 for the Thomas Memorial Fund. Guys, thank you very much for the super chats and the members and whatever. But I just want to give a shout out to the dono call above as well, which we want to use to get like one of those eye trackers so that next time I do gameplay demos and things like that, you can actually see what on the screen are we looking at. And I think that gives you a lot more, I think that's something that can give a lot better feedback to developers as well, because it was a problem we ran into where the UI was like very scattered around, and I was like, guys, I can't see like my respawn timers and whatever because I'm having to be too focused. But it was like I can't visually show that to the player, and I think for developers it could be some really good interesting stuff. And I get it, YouTube is easier to just press the button, but if you do have the time and effort, it supports PayPal as well now. I think that is the better approach. Not that I don't appreciate all of you, I just want to say that. So as I was saying, how do we donate to the eye tracker? It's just using Ko-fi, and it will automatically go. It's like a Ko-fi dono goal up top. So there's like a pinned message that does it. And that's it. So what I did is, this was, yeah, 21st. This was after Magical Girl Guardians announcement. This was after, what else? God damn it. Like after we've learned more about visuals, overtime anomaly as well, and like how do I do lighting, how do I do post-processing, all of that. Would the streamers have to set the eye tracker up? So I would have the eye tracker on like my PC, and then when you do the demo, you can see what I am actually looking at. You know, usually YouTubers use this for like the don't look at the big boobs challenge, but that's not really what I want to use it for. I think there's a lot of valuable information you can get by also seeing like how dense is your UI, do people look like all over the screen and all of that. No, they can see on the footage, it's basically like a circle that like it tracks what is like the center point of your eye. If you've ever like looked at like one of those try not to look challenges, maybe eye tracker challenge. I'll probably find something like this. Okay. Like you can see, okay, this is like you can see the circle. What are they looking at? And yeah, this is what most streamers use it for, but I think it's very useful for an actual influence, or for like a game dev to see what am I looking at as well. That was kind of the idea behind it. So we improved lighting and visuals. Oh,
New 5 donation from Alessander_0. Thomas will be remembered when By Team publishes their Zamboni game.
I don't know if we'll publish the Zamboni game anytime soon. I feel like Zamboni games already exist as well. But thank you very much, Alessandro. So we did a visual update as well. I think you can even see it maybe in some of the screenshots. Eye tracker for magical girl cards. It's too zoomed out there. It'll be fine. So I did a visual update because I was like, we've gotten over 1,000 new players in the last month. You want to see some crazy stats? I've shown them before. First of all, this is the last 24 hours. But if I go to the last month, it's like 1,700 units sold. So that's kind of why I got like my ass kicked off. Like, hey, Marnix, this game, there's a flaw in it. I have to fix it. I have to fix it as fast as possible. Well, fast-ish as possible. If I go back to Unicycle Pizza Time, we also had some more bug reports. Unicycle Pizza Time, where there were some other issues. Where is it? Community discussions. Community discussions is one of those things, by the way, guys. You have to check it. It doesn't automatically give you like notification like, hey, there's a problem.
New 40 donation from K. Maybe eyes have it.
Thank you very much, Carrie, as well. Where people were also like, okay, we have issues with the checkpoints. And this was the 24th, and I, by pure luck, looked at my discussions as 26th, because you have to update these things manually. Like, there's no... I don't think you can just subscribe to an entire hub, basically, and get notified whenever there's an update. You need to check this manually. And people do use it sometimes. They don't use it as much as I expected for Unicycle Pizza Time, but they do use it. Or they ask like questions of like, hey, is this game, like, even if your game isn't out yet, there's literally a subscribe to forum button. Oh, I'm stupid. Thank you very much. Let me quickly... Good morning, John, as well. Shout out Rohan for telling me that. If you haven't done so yet, I'm gonna have to do it for all the games now. Subscribe, I would say, to your own game discussion groups, because still a lot of people often don't know that, like, hey, it exists, the community discussions. The people are speaking. They want the eye tracker. What's the other one? Magical Girl Guardians. Oh god, there's too many Magical Girl games. Okay, here. And then here as well. Where are we? Discussions. Okay, so I can now subscribe to all of them. Didn't know I could sub. As you could tell, I didn't know either. I didn't see the button either. But this is definitely something you do want to do for your games, because yeah, you don't want to manually check all the time. And people do use it, and it's probably half drank OJ. What up? Caught a stream live. I did it early just for you, so you could join as well. Skyrim as well, $4. Oh, is this a fishing game? Wow, 12,000 reviews. Jesus Christ. Okay, released 2015, but still, this is a lot of. Oh, this is like a very old Steam page, because they have no publisher. They only have a developer as well. It's funny how many game devs didn't know that button exists. It's like, yeah, how am I supposed to know it? I don't know. Like, okay, I should like... It's honestly not that hidden even. It's just not super obvious. So yeah, use that, because a lot of... I think especially for Forge Industry, we definitely got a lot of feedback through the community discussions as well. And here we got a lot of more valuable stuff from these kinds of discussions. Like right now, it's been a long time, but like a lot of the bigger questions, Steam users do definitely use it. Yeah, I think it's also just how dark it is. In my defense, I don't know if it's in my defense. So yeah, Steam UI isn't super great in dev support sets. Yeah, Steam UI isn't ideal, but it's not horrible. So yeah. Anyways, with that out of the way, I think I Went through those talking points. Did I have some other stuff? Okay, no one is putting anything new in here. It's very much UI all the time. The thing is, I think I talked about it before at multiple points. I met the Steam team, and the Steam team is 13 people. So it's like, can you blame them that like all of this, all of the front end, all of the back end is handled by 13 developers basically, and it's written in PHP or like the old version. This like especially a front page, they focused on the front page first. Is written in React. But it's like there's a lot of stuff that they're like, look, we're just not going to do that. For example, also why you can't schedule game releases. Even if you're a AAA big studio, or if you're a, what is it, a Civilization 7 or a Baldur's Gate or whatever. Where is Civ? I swear it was up here earlier. Basically, they just have an intern press the release button because they looked into it, but it's like, what if it fails? Because the code is kind of janky and PHP, and they're like, whatever, no. The failsafe approach is always just push the green button yourself. So if Bobby Kotick, like Activision CEO, wants to publish Warzone, he still has to push that button. It's not like they send an email to Steam and then it auto schedules, basically. It's very manual, all of that. So I think those are some things to keep in mind. Yeah, 13 people and a revenue of billions indeed. Wow, this is an early Steam. It is indeed, Yoni. I guess you also just woke up to find I was streaming. So when I was trying to be validated for Steamworks and I didn't read that I need to send a picture of me with my driver's license, and I sent a pic of a driver's license and then a pic of me. Oh, you need like combined. I don't think I had to do that. Did we have to do that? I don't think so. I think I just need to upload. But we're a company, probably because of that. We need to upload like our company formation documents, whatever. Man, this game looks bad now as well. You want to see how overtime anomaly looks now? Let's do a quick sneak early. Ignore the bugs. What? This is a late stream? No, it's an early stream. I'm gonna mute it though, because there's some issues with the sound, as you can see. But we have been doing some optimization because we're using a lot of real-time lights as well, and we were at like 15,000 batches running at like 20 FPS. William just like has gone crazy. I was like, okay, I'm gonna optimize this shit. And we definitely have a pretty big performance improvement. Let me hop on over to the second screen because he did some cool stuff as well. This is the wrong screen. You usually stream late for you? Yeah, I usually stream at like 5 p.m. Belgium time. Here, ta-da. No, I should have gotten rid of the statistics. One moment. But I kind of just wanted to figure out how do these streams perform, because they definitely don't perform as high, but they're doing pretty okay. And I know we have a lot of like our Australian audience and all of that, and I was like, hey, let's give them something. So I only have one assignment. That's too bad, but like I've done level design before. I think the vibes, the ambience looks pretty sweet. I can't interact with them now because there's no quest, but like these are like network cables, and then you have to connect them between like the correct PCs and things like that. Like we have a bunch of tasks at this point. Okay, I optimized it and just show an empty room. Yeah, no, that's not it. But also like there was a bunch of lighting issues and all of that. I think the vibes are really good. One thing now is like Severance. I didn't know about the show Severance, but it's basically based in this style of environment. And it's like, I still love the fact that we have the little light switch as well for like the ambience, and it like flickers. And it's built basically in the same thing. You're up early. I am indeed, Robin. What was I gonna say? And it's like there's so much interest, I think, right now in this thing, at least from the Severance audience. But I can't post on r/Severance because they will murder me, the moderators, because of course. So that's like one thing where I've been like, what do we do? Oh, there's light switch here now as well. Sweet. Because what is there? We have a we have all these quests right now, right? And you only have to do one, and the only one that we still have to do is the orderly categorization, but it's not implemented yet, or it's like not correctly implemented, so I can't show it to you. What the other ones are, but like there's, for example, other like the goals of these quests is like, it's kind of, I call them quests. It's like, oh, you need to take, can I do it? Yeah, you can take these post-its and they get gold right now. If I look away, I think William will fix it, but then you have to like throw them in the trash because you can throw them away. Ta-da. So things like that we're still working on, and then you do that, but then it's like, oh no, look, we have anomalies, and then you have to call Frank. I think the phone is broken right now as well, and that's kind of the idea we had. Oh, can I use the printer? The printer is probably one of my favorite quests because it's like, it's very simple. You just need to print some files. Here we go. But it's like the model is temporary. You can see how slow it is. So like the idea is just like, oh, you walk in and you get the thing printed and you keep walking around or whatever, and then you just have to stamp it. We are very lucky with how modern day laser printers work, and this is more like inspired by did the light switch go down to turn on the light? Yeah. Is it not supposed to? Should it go up? I don't know, because it's a US style light switch, but I'm not from the US. I would figure that down is up, or like down is on. And then we have our little work thing, or like our thing, piece of paper, and then we have to get it stamped. Does this have a light switch? No. How do we do this? I actually don't know. William implemented this, but I think it was some way of stamping. I don't know. Whatever. Yeah, whatever. Close enough. North America, you usually have to turn up a light switch. Okay, I can do that. That down is off, up is on. Okay, we'll make it lore accurate. That shouldn't be the biggest issue. It's just flip the variable. In Eastern Europe, it's however your sweaty contractor set it up. That is very true as well. So then another thing that you would have to do is like, oh, we have all of these spinning tapes. Right now, there's no known that need replacing, because you're doing your regular job at the end of the day and things are just going wrong. It's like one of these would have like a red indicator, and then you just take this one, if the lighting renders, shaders, sorry, and you would have to like replace it, and once again, you're done. Oh, or just turn it upside down. That's honestly also probably a thing. If I see a lore inaccurate light switch, I'm refunding. We'll get it solved. So I think right now we're pretty much mainly done with the boring office job simulator, like Alessandro says. And we do have anomalies implemented. Wait, I don't know how much I can actually show. I have some basic stuff. And managers, anomaly manager. But like right now, yeah, we disabled all of them because it's kind of annoying of like trying to test how does all of this work, and then you get like dense fog, you get chased by monsters and all of that. So these are things I actually have, what is it? Usually on Mondays, I have like my one-on-one with William where we talk about like, hey, this is the priorities, this is what we should be focusing on next. And the plan now is definitely to, because we can finish the night, like a regular night, so to say, like, or like not night, but like after work shift. And then, okay, you go to the elevator, you start a new day, and now I want to get started with actually doing all of the anomalies. They start pretty tame in the beginning. I woke up early to work on my game, and now I am watching the stream. Robin, you should go away then. I don't mind. It's fine. So that is the idea. Yeah, this is how we optimized. We just got rid of everything. We're not done yet. Nowhere near. But I think we're definitely making good progress. The game feels like a game already. And now we just need to go a bit more into the horror stuff. We have some anomalies and all of that, like in like commented out code, but I think this week we can actually get it done. I think William was also planning on actually getting some playtests done and all of that. When you're thinking of releasing, okay, so the optimistic day, but I don't know how, probably not happening, would be the 17th of March. Because there is a problem. There's a pretty big problem with releasing on Steam if you do anything later. Because we have Next Fest, 24th to 3rd, right? And then we go straight into Idler Fest, which is not ideal. And then we go straight into Couch Co-op Fest. Oh no, these are February, sorry. Then we go straight into Visual Novel Fest. And then we go into the Spring Sale. So there's no great point in March either to do it. So that's kind of the idea was February 17th, because then we were before the Next Fest. We're before because all of March basically is going to be stacked. Like, Next Fest ends, Visual Novel Fest. Visual Novel Fest, I think, is going to be all right, but there's always this trend where the week after a Next Fest, you have a lot more games releasing, because they collect a whole bunch of wishlists still during the Next Fest, and then they release to kind of capitalize on that. Did you bake occlusion culling? I think we did. Try count look pretty high. The problem is just the fact that everything is real-time lights. That's also the issue. And we implemented some custom culling for it as well. But yeah, there's Visual Novel Fest, and I think like Visual Novel Fest, whatever. Then it's the Spring Sale. And then we have, 2 days? And then the City Builder and Colony Sim Fest comes out, which is one of the highest earning genres on Steam, with like the most interest. So then suddenly we're looking at a release in April. And it's like, I don't want to do that. So I don't know when exactly we will be releasing, but it's kind of fucked regardless if we want to release at any point between like second half of February, almost like once Next Fest starts, and then end of March is just dead basically. It's a point where I really wouldn't suggest, if you can avoid it, to release. Will we release? Maybe. Probably. I don't know. But it's definitely some of the struggles we're dealing with right now. I just decided to delay until after summer Next Fest. Yeah. Then you have the same problem of like, okay, that's June 16th. I think, yeah, summer sale is 10 days later as well. Yeah. The thing is, there will always be some fest. You definitely, I think, for like the Visual Novel Fest, I wouldn't release like March 3rd to 5th. Because the first 2 to 3 days of a fest, usually, it's a store page makeover. Like the front page of Steam completely gets like overhauled for that specific sale. And I'm especially expecting that for the City Builder Fest. And that is, I think, the issue. It's like we could probably release at like the end of the Visual Novel Fest, but then the problem is, okay, you're going straight into the Spring Sale. And I think that can work since Spring Sale is only 1 week, where we just do a 2-week launch discount. And I think that would be a fallback, like something like March 8th or whatever, but I would prefer to do it earlier, because March 8th, I'm also not going to be in Belgium, so it's going to be more confusing. I'm planning some cool videos, by the way, guys. You know, the game that I always talk about is like one of the pinnacles of make small games, Minami Lane. I should be making a video with this guy, or like this development team at least, soon-ish, in March somewhere. So we can talk even more about small games then and what they did, because they are definitely one of the poster children of the make small games thing. Because they are on Reddit as well, on r/gamedev, they made some posts about it, of like, hey, we made this game in 6 months, and we made 750k from it, which is pretty solid, right? So maybe they can teach me some stuff as well about, hey, how do you actually release a game on time? Because turns out it's not that easy. So yeah, Summer Next Fest. But then we didn't sign up for Next Fest. But I think a demo doesn't make sense either for an overtime anomaly. the idea we have there is like, it's kind of similar to UPT. It's not a style of game, I think, a horror game that makes sense to do like multiple pushes. So what you would normally do is, okay, you would send like your demo out to influencers and all of that. I think here, because it's a horror game, there's less replayability. I would just immediately send out all of our emails 2 weeks before release to the influencers and then just release the game. Is it an ideal, like, especially if you have games with more replayability, like a city builder, like a strategy game, like a simulator, whatever, I wouldn't do that at all. But I think for games like a Unicycle Pizza Time or an Overtime Anomaly, where demos just don't make as much sense. Like, what are we gonna do? Cut it off after 3 days? Limit the amount of endings? It's like, we could do those things, definitely. But I think the effort and the return wouldn't be good enough. Because this also isn't a game that needs half a year of dev time. If we were to do like a demo now, just end on day 2 for a demo, yeah, but that's not good content, because then none of the cool scary stuff happens yet, or like nothing of the really cool stuff. So I would rather than just send early build to influencers, and then it's more of a thing of like, hey guys, there's multiple endings, you can play this for yourself as well, so not just experience it through the YouTuber, and keep it at that is kind of the idea I have for it. Yeah, we'll turn around the light switches. It's easy, just plan working 6 months on a 1-month game. Losing Next Fest, I think Next Fest for horror games isn't really the move anyway. Like, you don't have a good demo at the end of it. I'm getting a lot of emails. Like Magical Girl Guardians, we're doing Next Fest still, because those are games that make more sense. There's more replayability. You have that roguelite aspect and all of that. Where I think having a demo for this, we'll be doing like a playtest still. It's not like we're going to launch it blindly, but it probably won't even be like public. Either we'll limit it to the Bite Me audience, who will realistically not be buying the game anyway, or at least not for the super deep story, and then just go from there, basically. I think influencers, if we can get some of them to pick it up, could work as well. So yeah. Anything else? I don't know. Stream at 6 AM. It's fine, I think, so far. I'm still alive. I should have planned more maybe what to do, because no one has questions. I have nothing to talk about. What even is the holiday in the US? Is it a holiday because of the inauguration? Holiday US January 20th. Now I am curious. Oh, Martin Luther King Day. I see. Yeah, that is a very US day. Think about going to Next Fest in June with 40-minute demo. I think that makes sense. But I remember Pinnacle Point also was a pretty... It's a bigger horror game, okay? We have to be honest. Hoping I get from 1.5k to 7k wish lists. Like a 40-minute demo, that is often the length of a lot of horror games even, if you look at it. So then you can do it, because I assume your demo, yeah, if the full game is 3 to 4 hours, demos make sense, but I'm not sure if an Overtime Anomaly is going to be a 4-hour game. It's going to be something more like, if you look at like Fool's full game. God damn it. It's like 2 hours, 1.5 hours, whatever. Similar to like Backrooms full game. Okay, yeah, this is like in multiplayer 2 hours as well for these horror games. Like, these are not super long ass games. So then I think demos don't make as much sense. Something like a We Harvest Shadows, the game from, what's it called? I did a video with the guy, I forgot, David Vela. This once again, demo makes sense because there's more replayability. It's Overtime and only more like FNAF 10, kinda, but it's not FNAF. but it's more of that style, you know. It's like I think like one of the things that surprised me was how short the Exit 8 is actually as a game. Like Exit 8 as a full game is like, if you have a good run, it's like 10 minutes. And that's the full game. And if you really want to do like the long play, it's like a bit more than an hour. This I feel is almost too short. Not that I'm like focusing on, oh no, we have to be over 2 hours or we'll get the what is it, the refunds. I'm not scared of that. It's more just, I want to have more than a 20-minute game, and I want to have some replayability. I want to have multiple endings as well. I want to have like good ending, a bad ending, and then the ending where you just die and you don't finish. Because the idea is you have the 6 nights. I guess it's like observation. The observation duty, you don't walk around if I remember correctly though, right? They have so many as well. God damn. Let's take a look at the original one. Where here you just use the cameras basically. And then once again you have the anomaly reports indeed. But here you walk around, you do your tasks. I think the third one you do, but it wasn't as popular. I'm on observe. I did have so many, goddammit. Browse. Yeah, this one you walk around, look for anomalies in a haunted house. Oh, but it even ran in VR. This... I feel like making one of these anomaly games too, so immersive. I'm not sure if it's like so immersive. I think it's also just different. Dude, literally making it to cash out. Hey, if it works... I'm on observe. I'm on observation duty, just whatever. Let's look at the dev. Hey, total lifetime revenue, 2.3 mil. If it works, it works. Meant OA is in FNAF in gameplay length. How long is a FNAF? Because I feel like... Okay, 1 hour. Yeah. I would be happy. I think it's gonna be more than an hour. Definitely. The thing is that you shouldn't finish it, I feel, first time without issue. I hope is the idea. I'm not sure. Well, we don't have like the full night system. We're still stuck on one night now because we haven't just added the logic to connect multiple nights together. Like we have part of the logic, but it's not actually implemented yet. But yeah, 1 hour. I want to be more than an itch.io game. So we'll see how it goes. But what FNAF also does is like they have all of the super deep lore and the bite of 87 and whatever. We're not going to be doing that. God damn it. Horror YouTubers are built different. I do have to say that. Because yeah, something like an Exit 8, honestly. Like, god damn it. Like, these are definitely cheap cash grabs, shall I say. I feel like these are things that I couldn't make, and not from a perspective of I couldn't make it, I don't have the skills for it. I think I could make these things where it's just have hallway, walk through hallway 8 times. I think that is something I could generally make myself with my limited coding ability. The thing is, if I were to make this, I couldn't do this, I think, because of our audience. I think our audience would literally string me up from the nearest tree, and you're gonna say, oh no, we don't really care. But I think if I was to make a like less than an hour long horror game, no matter what the reviews are, the amount of hate I would get for it because I'm not a real game developer and I only make horror slop would be just too much. Like we would have to do it under Sellout Studios or like disconnect it from Bite Me if we want to do that. I think we're adding some fresh things to the table still with Overtime Anomaly, which I do like. Any good horror game, like some, maybe, yeah, we do have a secret. I can leak that because there's this room. Why 6 nights though? Because we were kind of just thinking like how we're gonna do the flow, and the idea is basically going into the office system. It's like, well, you're too bad you're working overtime on Saturday as well. That was kind of the idea. Like you start on Monday and it can goes through overtime, and then on Saturday you have to do everything, like every mission at the same time, and then the other days it's more of the random ones. Like for example, like why is there an elevator in the boss's office? Huh. Just saying, maybe we have some cool stuff planned. So definitely we do want to go into like some of the lore, but it's like I also have to be realistic. This is the first time that I'm doing like something with narrative at all, really. So I don't know if you can expect like crazy high quality stuff. Any plans to incorporate patrons / YouTube members / names in the game? Listed as employee of the month. We could probably do something like that. The main thing is right now that shouldn't be the focus on what we do. These Easter eggs are easier to add once the rest of the game is there. Like we could have them be on, like, for example, you have the printer that like prints out a piece of paper. It's like you could put them on there, but it's a lot. Then you get the problem of there's a lot of patrons. So the overtime anomaly No. They appear on the other nights as well. The thing is, if you do not do your job correctly, you're gonna die on night 3 or you're gonna die on night 4. Like the later you go, the more intense the anomalies will get, and the more punishing they will get. You sure you'll... Yeah, because we have a bunch of the anomalies implemented already. Like, we started with the anomalies, but now we then went to the tasks, but the anomalies are disabled right now, and I couldn't figure out, like, immediately. Because we needed some of them for the trailer as well. Tishy, what you should do is you should go to our Discord and make a post in Improve My Game. I think that's the better move. Then we can roast it that way instead of DMing. Then you can get some better feedback. So that's the thing. We're at like 82 patrons as well, and then another 15 YouTube members, and it's like, can I implement all of them in here? Probably not. And then it's like, okay, do I have to pick and choose? That's also not gonna be a win. Like, patrons get put in the credits, but I'm not sure if they are gonna end up in the game. Right now, I don't have a clear good point of where to exactly put them. Because it's like, yeah, you can put your name in it, but it's like, well, he got in here, but I didn't. That's not fair. And it's like, sometimes you act like children. I'm sorry. I'd rather add them all and have a game picker. This is, my dude, how you get scope creep. If we do the random stuff, it's like, yeah, it doesn't take much time, but it's like we still have enough stuff to do, because on the other hand, we have Rohan here shitting on us for, oh, are you sure you're gonna have all your anomalies done? So it's not really right now the biggest priority, I would say. Because also at the end of the day, the patrons, they're not here for our games. They're here for the stuff we talk about the games, not the actual implementation. If that makes sense. Okay, I'll wait on Dishy. Guess what was it? He wants me to roast the level design in this horror swap. I'm curious how much I can even do as well. Yeah, sub the games, by the way, as well. A lot of like anomalies can also be things that are like kind of like they hinge on the level design, because it could be things like, for example, your big room, like this room suddenly it's just empty, and it can be as simple as me just dragging in all of the game objects and then they disabling, or there's like making something new show up and whatever. Why not make some generic 3D document with a name on it and then have a text list of... We're not gonna commit on that, guys. I think that's genuinely not something that matters right now in where we are in development, and it's something that, yeah, patrons only in the credits is absolutely fine. Yeah, spoken from a patron. The cutoff date, indeed. Usually what we do is like the final day before we upload, we just get all the list of patrons and then just throw them in. Because then it's also like only to the higher tier patrons, but it's like, what if they cancel? What if all of that? Like, what if a patron For example, I have patrons that have been with me for more than a year, the higher tier ones, and I have ones that just get it for like 1 month and then skedaddle. What if it get like the 1 month and like the guy who had a year just cancels? It's like, maybe I'll cancel my edit. Look, there's no winning, is what it comes down to. Dishy, please help me. Make your post so I can move on to a new topic, goddammit. So yeah, a lot of the anomalies will also be like environment related, and that's when we realize like, okay, yeah, we can only do these when we have the environment. Like lighting related as well, we have anomalies, we have like people pot finding around related. So all of those things basically hinged on the level design and things like that. Yeah, you can't make everyone happy indeed. Because half of you all aren't even patrons. Like, I would be very impressed right now. We have 73 viewers, and then, I don't know, probably like 2 on Twitch. I would be very impressed if all of the people watching right now were patrons as well. You are indeed, Rohan. Yeah. I still banned you, yeah, because you weren't being nice. You're not the first one. God damn it, Dishy. I'll be honest, I'm not a patron, I just like the idea. Thing is, I think it could work more if you have a Patreon audience, if you're actually like, you know, a Patreon developer, and not like what we are. Like, how do you call it? It would make more sense if we had a horror games Patreon, so to say, instead of signing up for Nitro trial. You can also just upload it to YouTube, whatever. If you're looking for topic change, I ended up spending $300 on assets for the new game, and now I'm in a second day of laying out the level. What I would suggest is before you continue laying out the level, make your visuals look good. Because my guess is that it looks very much default Cinti right now, in like a bad way. Where is it? Here. And you probably want to deal with that. Great. Cinti post-processing. I'm assuming you're using Cinti because everyone uses Cinti. It's like by default, what if you import it? It kind of looks bad. You know, this isn't... The models are fine, but this doesn't look like confidence inspiring, right? It's like very flat lighting and all of that. And you need to do things like post-processing to really make it look better. And I think that is something that, like there's a very big difference. And this isn't even, like, the best thing you can do. Yeah, indeed. So, using mostly polyperfect. What is polyperfect again? Do you think 2D games are a bad idea? No. This is polyperfect, I guess. They're on discount now. They used it in Frog Detective? What is... British... I don't think this is Cinti assets. I think this is more custom. Because the Cinti assets have more details still. This is custom stuff. Yeah. Because like this looks pretty and all. I mean, it's higher, bigger, whatever. But this is with post-processing and things like that. This is not how the default Unity look is, basically. So looking at post-processing before you make the entire level, just making sure that you have a good baseline with like your shadows, your occlusion, you're maybe like doing a basic light map and all of that. Hi, Neharais. Hello, sir. Because I think, yeah, it's a solid asset pack. It's a big one as well. And I think definitely don't make the mistake that we did with Forge Industry, where sure we had assets, but we didn't do anything with the lighting. This was one of the stream ideas I had. Is like a stream, and it's like, can I fix Forge Industry? The thing is, Forge Industry is such a code mess at this point that it's like I don't really want to touch it anymore. But it's like looking back at the things I've learned, it's like how much can we improve it in like 2 hours? I don't think I'll be doing it anytime soon though. But yeah. When you say post-processing for games, you basically mean custom shading? No, I also mean things like using global volumes is a big one, where you can do things as well. Like your tone mappings. Okay, I think Magical Girl Gardens is a better thing with like also like your lens flares, your bloom, your focus distance, all of that. It's kind of basic here. The project is a horror game that we're making. Forge Industry 2 though. So Forge Industry 2, it's... I can give you a yes or no on whether we're going to make a Forge Industry 2 in like August, September this year. The idea we have is Forge Industry 2, it's something we do want to make, maybe. But there is no universe in which it makes financial sense for us right now to put the time and money and effort into it in that long-term project. So we're going to try and get like one of the government grants in Belgium. We're gonna apply for that, but the deadline for this is like middle of April or something, and then they take like 2 months summer break as well. So we know at the end of basically summer whether we get the grant for it, yes or no. If we get a grant for it, I'm all aboard making Forge Industry 2, and I think we can make it good. If we don't get a grant for it, it just doesn't make sense. Right now, in the state our studio is, there's no way that it makes sense, really. Because we would probably want to do things like custom art. We need to really go back to the drawing board and all of that for how are we going to do our mechanics, because there's some pretty core issues. Like, the good thing is Forge Industry kind of proved that there's an interest, like once again, in these automation games and whatever. But the execution fell pretty flat. But we do know now what people want better, because we see what the biggest issues were with the game. The UI wasn't there. The way you made the roads wasn't intuitive enough. So it's something that we could probably fix. But it's something that we could also make like 3 games in the same time that we make a Forge Industry. And it's not like it's probably going to earn 3 times as much. So that's kind of the situation that we're in. It's like, it's not off the table. But for now, we're probably going to stick to the smaller games that we can make faster, because right now, otherwise we would bankrupt ourselves making Forge Industry 2, I think is what we've learned. Also, if you buy assets, we have an affiliate link. This is a very big asset pack, honestly. How do you spend 300 bucks, whatever? They don't even have that many assets. Did you just buy everything they have? Did I look at this one? No. But like, yeah, this looks really nice. Like, for example, here with like the shading and the lighting, but this is probably with like baked lights. This is not just default Unity lit shader. Like, it's probably Unity lit shader, but it's like there's more to it, basically. Another bundle deal? Is there a Humble bundle deal? I don't think this is a Humble bundle deal. Low poly ultimate. These are just in sale because it's like they're one of the publishers of the week sales, whatever. Because like they're part of the Unity Awards asset still. Because Unity got to keep doing the assets, basically. Or they're not doing the assets, the sales. But yeah, I don't think there's any good humbles right now. I think the Leartes one is ending soon, but it's, yeah, like this one, but I wouldn't suggest this one, honestly. Because they're too hit or miss, this asset. So I wouldn't. We use them kind of for, what is it? Unicycle Pizza Time? No, we considered using some of them for Unicycle Pizza Time, but it's like they have no colliders or they have no like insights. They lack some detail, at least, in all of that. I haven't seen a good Unity Hub mobile in a while. Yeah, the Synthi ones are the shit. Music ones, we picked up this one a while back because William wanted to redo our audio and he wanted sound effects. So I was like, sure thing, buddy. So we have this one. The catch is like these things are also on the Unity Asset Store, but it's not the Unity Asset Store. It's like some other asset store that I had never heard of to begin with. Yeah, like the gamedev market one. So yeah. Dishy, god damn it. Do you live in middle of nowhere? Where's that goddamn video? Dude has to carrier pigeon his USB stick with the video files to the nearest ISP, and then they have to upload it for him. I just shared link in here. I'm pretty sure you didn't share the link, because link sharing is disabled in chat. Can do this. Honestly, viewers aren't too bad even. 70 people, 74 people. If anyone else has some questions, by the way, you can always make a post in our Discord as well. I'm working on a game for Android and iOS, but can't get the iOS in-app purchases to correctly. Would it be a bad idea to have the Android version free with ads and just charge upfront for the iOS version? I don't like mobile. What are you making is also the question. Out of curiosity, how long did it take you to learn baking? It was a solid 2 years of ignoring it, and then after not Unicycle Pizza Time, after Magical Girl Guardian, sorry, I learned it in like 3 days. When I was like, okay, yeah, I actually need to learn itself. Yeah, indeed, Soljan is right. It's like, I don't like mobile game dev because it's just fucked. Where you're competing, it's an unfair market basically. You're competing with venture capitalists. Here we go. Roast whatever is roastable. Okay. Oh my god, you have a yellow Unity? What is wrong with you? Like, you can charge money up front on iOS, but it's not going to give you anything probably. Simple action hack and slash. Monsters from the outer planes. I don't know if I'll find anything if the game... Oh no, it is. So it is on Android. Game is currently in development. Hey, 10k downloads. I don't know. I don't think this would work. Because you have something, definitely. But upfront payment is just so hard to sell in 2025. So I think, yeah, I would still stick to free to play with in-app purchase if you really want to. Okay, so we have a game. You do not have any ambient sound, I feel, or you didn't record it at least. So you've got a level. It's very empty, I think, is my first thought. It doesn't feel like a real place. It doesn't feel lived in. Yeah, sound was off because of that reason. Like, none of these... You probably want some indicators as well of whether a door is unlockable or not. So I would get rid of the... I would just use an actual font here. Because what this does as well is it's unlocalizable right now. Your game is only ever going to be able to be played in English. And does it take you out of the immersion? This is, even for English-speaking people, this is hard and annoying to read. Especially if you're looking at people who maybe English isn't their native language. You're missed, like a lot of them can't read this. I think you're better off just making this an actual text box. Text field, whatever, use I to localize and localize it. I think localization, definitely, it's one of the only things you can do that Steam guarantees you has an impact on amount of sales as well. Because right now, no Chinese people basically can play this game. Oh, it's a scary boy. Yeah, I think definitely some visual indicators of which doors can be opened and not is a big thing. Because I assume you can't open every single door in the game. Yeah, here once again, I don't like the text. I think you're also missing dark spots. There's like almost no shadowy areas. Like it's almost too cleanly lit, I would say, if that makes sense. Where you would probably want something like a flash. Okay, like you want more of this, I think. You know, those true dark spots in the shadow. Like even having those in the hallways a little bit. Like reducing the amount of lamps you have in a row. Like get rid of this middle one, for example, and then replace it with like just some candles or whatever. Also, why are your candles just white? That's not how candles are supposed to look. Candles are like 2700K. Candle color temperature. Yeah, 2000 Kelvin, which should be very dark. Or not dark, but like very yellow, basically. If you can look at here, you basically give it a cool white or a day white. And it feels very out of place here. Also, you're probably, like, this is just a point light, but I feel like the point light is too close to the wall. You probably kind of want to cheat it. I think, like, blurriness is fine. I think you're also missing some indicators of what is supposed to be behind the doors almost. Because now we have like 10 bedrooms, so to say. But then you get that problem of every bedroom is the same. Like there's no way you can know first time that this is a restroom, right? You probably want to have something to make the door stand out more. And it's not about like having an icon of like, hey, this is what it's gonna be, but almost more as like a, not like a mnemonic, but like every door has a pattern. As in like one time there's a table next to the door with a candle and it's on the left. The other time there's a table next to the door and there's a vase on it. And those things I would look into instead. So it's more clear where, like, because you had this hallway here with all of these doors, and I would probably forget what was behind every one of the doors because all of them are just unmarked doors and all of them have a bed in it. Like, there's no clear way for me to know what if you look at these doors, there's no idea what could be behind any of them, kind of, is the issue. So I guess, does that make sense? Will you be going outside of the manor much as well? Or is the manor supposed to be the main level? Because if that's the case, definitely... like you can also even just use lighting once again for showing which doors are important and all of that. Good morning, Bart, as well. How's it going? And yeah, just making more shit. This feels too sterile. This feels like, you know, this is like a moved out. This is not an abandoned mansion. This is a mansion where the people, everyone just moved out and they had time, and it was not like, usually if you I'm assuming you want to have like, oh, spooky shit happened in this mansion and maybe the owner died or whatever. It should look like it's lived in. This doesn't look like it's lived in at all. And I think that would be another thing that kind of pulls me out of that game, basically. Like, I thought you misclicked the AM PM thing. Nope, nope, I did not. Because you're using like the spotlights very much now. And this is something we also have in... I think I can even show you. But it's using baked lights, I think. Hold on. No, yeah. So it's like something that we looked at with overtime anomaly as well. Of like, okay, we have our hallways. How do you do hallway lighting? Because we had to strike that balance. Oh, wrong screen. Hold on. Just what I did basically is, okay, I took this shot, and we were like, how do we make it? I'm gonna open my inspector in second screen. I'm gonna play around with the lights if my shader compiles. You can see my shader is compiling because I am not moving at 30 FPS anymore. Oh my god, it's just dying. Come on. Okay, so I think we're getting there. Yeah. Can I just... Oh, why are these ones static? Or are they static probably because the game is running? Hold on. Figuring out how this works. Okay. So So what we originally had was something more like this, where there were 3 lights. And that gives us very different vibe to the game already. Because it's just so much lighter suddenly. And we originally had that very light vibe. But then it was like, well, we're making a horror game at the end of the day. So we should play more with light. Like, this is 3 lights now instead of 2. I don't know if you notice the difference. I definitely do. Where now the shadowy parts are just so much less. And it has still some like liminal vibe here, but you're not going for a liminal vibe, basically. Why does it matter if the game is good? It doesn't matter. What is that? Okay, Soljan, please think about it. Why does it matter if the game is good? How is the game going to... How do you know the game is going to be good? It's a horror game. It's supposed to be fucking scary. It's not scary right now. How are you going to have a good game if it's a horror game and it's not... I don't know, but this screams prototype on itch.io to me. This doesn't scream polished game to me. And that's fine, because it's not supposed to be one. But it doesn't matter how the matter is kept clean, IMO. I disagree with that one. Because this feels too empty to really... Yeah, ambience is massive. Ambience the entire thing. Of also, like, probably you want to throw some decals on the floor. And like not have it be spotless everywhere. These mansions are often like hundreds of years old. They have their quirks and features. And yeah, these places, I mean, definitely the PSX style also kills a lot of detail, but there's not a lot of quirks and features with this. Like also, for example, like notice how there's no... If I go back to my game for a second, so I can compare. Just go in scene view, because otherwise I have to do the lighting stuff. Like something that you don't see here, for example, focusing on how the manner is clean versus focusing on the gameplay is not ideal. Okay. Overtime anomaly, people are interested in it purely because of the visuals. They give 0 fucks about the gameplay. Don't lie to yourself. The visuals are the most important part. And similar thing with Magical Girl Guardians to a certain degree. Of like, it's a different genre, but once again, visuals all... Don't kid yourself. Visuals are the most important part of game development. How long will this game be? I'm not sure. I guess you're talking about Dishy's one. Like, even you, Rohan, you were shitting on how Magical Girl Guardians looks and how Overtime Anomaly looks a lot better. And then you're like, oh, but the visuals don't matter. It's all about the gameplay. What player is going to be like, why is this place so clean? I'm going over it. People think about it. Yeah, Helix. Yeah, but we're not talking only about Magical Girl Guardians. Regardless, still, I want to talk about shading. You see how here, at the bottom, it's not a clean break of lights. Here, there's no shading at the bottom, whatever. These lights are just super luminous, basically. They don't feel real. When you're making a horror game, it's all about the lighting and the visuals. I don't think there's a story reason for how the manor is being cleaned. Where are you? Oh, I'm still torn between having it be lived in or having it be maintained for decades by mates. I see. But even if it's like, it looks sterile, I think is maybe a better way then. It doesn't look like anyone has been, it's like frozen in time. And I think that sterility is maybe more of the issue. And not just it looks clean because of there's no big piles of blood and cobwebs around. I think that's fine, but it looks too sterile right now, I think is the better way to say it. Yeah, there's plenty of competition and sunny atmosphere is going to be the better way indeed. You're a zoomer, but you won't recognize this part of the time period he's aiming to recreate. Yeah. Are you selling to people from, what is it, the PS1 era Alan Wake? We're in 2025. People still change. You can't re-release an Age, like you can re-release an Age of Empires, but you can't just make carbon copies of what used to work 20 years ago. And then suddenly be like, oh, how does it not work? I get that so many times where people just blatantly copy and not think about what the modern audience wants. And sure, now you're like, oh, diversity, whatever. The practicals help a lot with the lighting. In the hallways, usually a black window indicating it's dark outside helps a lot. In your hallway, maybe a bit more contrast and more dark areas in between the fluorescent lights. So they overlap less. So you mean like this, where we originally had 3. God damn it, where is it? And now there's just more like darker-ish areas as well. The practicals tell the brain what time of day it is. Yeah. And we wanted to get that feeling of there is no time of day because it is like an office. Like you can compare these two hallways with like the amount of shadows they have basically and how they feel. Overtime and only didn't sell me through the visuals at all. It was actually the audio and atmosphere. Well, I do not have audio and atmosphere here. So you also don't have it. So I'm not sure how you are really being sold on this instead. But hey, look. We have different thoughts. I'm giving my feedback, you're giving your feedback. And Dishy, you can figure out what you want to do, what you want to listen to. But I think this is what an American thinks an Eastern European mansion looks like. We have flickering fluorescent lights. It was kind of tricky to figure out though, because we want to have baked lighting. And if you bake lighting, it's not as easy to just disable enable part. So that's kind of the struggle we were at. But yeah, we do have the flickering fluorescent lights as well. I don't have anything else. Fine. Because like... also uses Aces mode in PP. Yeah, because it's like you can go darker as well. Should probably go on a private window because otherwise I'll get a shit ton of porn games. And I don't think I should get them now. Horror games. Jesus Christ. This is too crusty. I can't. Okay, whatever. Like here, there's way more lighting, way more use of contrast and like dark areas, bright areas. And this looks way better, I think. You see, like, you have the lit up areas, but it's not just a continuous, like, unbroken line. Also, you have here the little, like, manual ambient occlusion or whatever it's called, where at the bottom there's just less light coming in, so it's like darker. We don't have that in the... Oh, I got rid of the video, I think. It's like some really good points. Like here, there's no dark in this. There should be like a dark line here almost, where these 2 points meet. They went the old N64 route. They used vertex colors instead of real lighting. No, this is a Unity project, and they're using real lights, and I can tell you because this is like default Unity point lights. Right here. Oh, I don't want to go full screen. I think he still wants to release at a reasonable time period instead of rewriting everything custom or something from scratch. The other one you showed. Oh, what's it? Oh, it's in my... Is there an easy way to see if it... Damn, a lot of people play this. I think it's only statistics. You can't see. My guess is that this is still gonna be like... Oh, we can see probably. This feels like a Unity game for 420 megabytes. Really funny how ceiling lights are just flat and don't glow. Pretty sure it's because of the color format and their texture. Yeah. Or like the emission or something. Damn, why is this 400 megabytes? Live stream at this hour. This is Unreal? Okay. How do you know? Just played yesterday. Aha. Yeah, Unreal makes sense for the file size because I feel like Unity usually is like 200 megabytes. This is like anything you do in Unreal. Yeah, this is Unreal. So I do not think they are using vertex colors. Oh man, making this an Unreal... I mean, it does look good. It's gonna look better than recreating the same game in Godot. Hot take. Yeah, I feel like Unreal is a bit overkill though for this, but probably just because they know it. Like when you say PSX graphics, I don't think of Unreal with Lumen and Nanite and all of that. It's kind of like, why? Yeah, he's using Unity. Isn't that like driving a Ferrari to go get McDonald's? Yeah, something like that, I would say as well. Apartment 57. Like here, once again, okay, this is tiny. Does he have actual screenshots? No. But it's like, once again, you have this little line at the bottom where your wall and your ground meet. You generally want to have something darker or shadowy to contrast the as well. These itch.io games are so fake sometimes. Okay. Here, yeah. This is the PSX style, like, yeah. Man. Yeah, you won't see me make this style of game. Like, PSX games is one that I definitely do think I have a bias against. I have to be honest. Like, I probably wouldn't make one of these myself. I think my personal preference is definitely to go for more of the URP, not URP, like HDRP, like highly realistic, photorealistic, whatever stuff instead. I think that's the better move, at least for me. If I were to make a horror game, that would be how I do it. Case in point, here's how I do it. And it's different. It's, I think, also just fine. UPT and HRP? No, we've never touched HRP yet. We've done everything in URP so far. I think we definitely did change. Actually, I'll pull up Unicycle Pizza Time. I added baked lighting yesterday as well to UPT for the first time. Have you checked out my site? I've never played it, but I have looked at it. Because my people in our audience like, oh, Bite Me Games just trying to recreate the my site anime slop. It's like, what? Yeah, I don't know. It's like HRP. I don't know if it's like intimidating. But it's like we do have plans to port our games to consoles as well. Fear to fathom. Do I even, how satisfied are you with the Unity engine? What do we put, guys? Now I'm scared. Am I gonna get destroyed live on stream? I'll give him a 4. The feature set. There you go. It's too early still on console porting, Rohan, because I'm still waiting on some of the dev kits. You said fear to fathom. Yep. Any plans for co-op games? Magical Girl Guardians? Oh, Unicycle Pizza Time. I think our next game, the next game that Thomas is gonna make, I'm gonna tell him, Thomas, look, don't make another fucking multiplayer game for once, please. The amount of scope creep and pain that comes with making multiplayer games and co-op games and all of that, it's just such a headache. It's generally not worth it. He wants to do it, but I hope he's getting regrets a little bit, because yeah, it saves so much time indeed. And like, we can do it because we have two people working on it. Yeah, because there's so many things. It's like, oh, for example, we want to do the demo, right, for Magical Girl Guardians. And the thing is, for Magical Girl Guardians, if it wasn't multiplayer, we would lose a big part of what, like, makes it special. Like, makes it stand out. Because there's not that many multiplayer games, Survivor-like, sorry, that are also 3D. So we can't get rid of it. But there are so many issues where the first builds that we're going to get you guys to play, they're not gonna support multiplayer because it's just too fucking hard right now to get it look better. So I should like recreate. I don't know, honestly. I feel like I've been staring to myself too much blind. Let's see if we can recreate this screenshot in game. Marnix plays Unicycle Pizza Time live on stream. Morning stream indeed, my mood. Do this. Set it ultra wide. Full HD. 16. Okay. And then I switch. And then oopsies. Okay. You want to see me. How long is UPT? 3 minutes. If you are perfectly good at it and you do a flawless run. Wait, here, what is it? Oh, it's in German as well because I was playtesting it yesterday. It takes 2 minutes and 17 seconds if you can do it in one go. But I have people who've played this game on Steam for like 50 plus hours because there's like, I think the median playtime is 1 hour. I think like 57 minutes or something like that. Like, this is what we added yesterday. Oh, you can't see it with chat, whatever. Like, this is with more post-processing and changed lighting, but it's like, I honestly can't tell much. Like, the first versions we pushed didn't have things like ambient occlusion, color space, like the Aces colors. Oh, I'm lagging. God damn it. I blame my shaders compiling on that one. Okay, so we're gonna recreate our screenshots. I should have gone for the same colors, honestly. So this is how you, like, if you can play it like this. Oh, fuck. I shouldn't have said that. It goes fast. But there's a lot of streamers who get stuck on this single area for like an hour plus. And that's kind of too bad. Okay, so hold on. Is there a difference even? This looks worse. The green one is the new one. People have not complained about the length at all. It feels colder. Huh. The car, for example, did get... Oh. I'm gonna turn off a Unity because I'm killing my performance, I think. Because we don't have a frame limiter. Okay. This is slightly better. Word lighting on the pipe. Yeah, it's more glowing now. Like, the smoothness is seemingly higher again. Huh. I don't really... Like, the car, for example, is more metallic again. But... Like, for example, I think the containers look more, like, nicely lit. Like, oh. Like these ones. Like, these are very much too bright, almost. Baked lighting is enabled. So that was one thing that I added yesterday. I don't know why this pipe... Oh, god damn it. This pipe suddenly... Yeah. The thing is, people also have never really complained about the visuals. It's not the main thing. The only people who complain about the visuals are you guys. And it's like, to a certain degree, it's like, sure, I'll look at it. And I did think, like, some things have been improved. But, yeah, not everything. I don't know. Y'all gaslighting me sometimes. I do think as well of, like, on the one hand, it's like visuals don't matter. On the other hand, it's like, oh, your visuals suck. And it's like, look, I just wanna blow my brains out sometimes. You guys are happy. You guys should be happy that I'm not playing the Unicycle Pizza Time music, or I would have no more viewers anymore. But it's like, this is something that's... Okay, I'm probably gonna... Okay, no, I'm not gonna jinx it. Like, this... Okay, it took me 2 minutes while live streaming. Most people need hours sometimes for this when influencers play it. This is a cheeky way to save some time as well. Yeah, I do think, like... I didn't know, for example, you could smooth terrain in Unity until, like, a later update. So this is also easier now. And that's an easy second one. I mean, to be fair, it's not like a little lighting information. Yeah, it's not like you'll immediately... I think the assets do a bunch on its own. It definitely feels colder, I think, than the launch version. But it's like, I think it's fine. Like, there's small things. I don't think I've actually played this much on stream before. But yeah, as you can see, I am... Oh, fuck. I was gonna say pretty decent at this. Can you beat the speedrun world record in your own game? No. I think I'm not even on the leaderboard anymore. I used to be number 7 a month after release. I think I'm at like 3 minutes and 3 minutes and 40 seconds or something. I mean, co-op? No. I'm surprised, honestly, that Revolver Over, he's a viewer of us, is that high as well. Oh, I think I can go and look at the bigger Steam leaderboards somewhere. Change this. Where is it? People did cheat for the leaderboards. We had to do some things. Like, there was something, I think they were just, I don't know, sending straight up values or something. If you find community group, Unicycle Pizza Time. Where do you find... Oh, it's under achievements, I think. It's always so hidden, the view all 8, and then here, global leaderboards. Okay, so I'm not even top 15 anymore. William is at 4 minutes 55. God, I am. Where am I? Am I not on here anymore? I should be on here now. So this is our playtester, and we thought he was good. William, yeah. We kind of just we realized the game is not beatable in like less than a minute 30, whatever. Even if you have like toolless. Oh, here I am. 7 minutes 58. Never mind. I think we reset the leaderboards. I've done it in less than 8 minutes, definitely. I think it was also kind of the idea of you don't want to be the number one when the game already comes. I don't know if you don't want to be the number one. Whatever. I can live with this. I can do better probably, but yeah. Pixar, it never happened. The thing is, I can also just drag myself in Unity if I really wanted to. Although I think we actually added it so we couldn't accidentally get on the leaderboard anymore. Not gonna lie, my job was to ascend structures on the unicycle against the timer I'd quit on my first day. Yeah. Yeah, I do like watching other people stream it as well and all of that. And we're planning an update, but it's... Oh, wait, I already turned it off. I don't know if I can show it. It's kind of been going slow, though. And yeah, I wanted to add a second level as like a free 1.1 update. But when that's going to come out exactly, I honestly don't know exactly. And this level is supposed to have some pretty cool stuff as well. But it's very empty. Oh, did I not push it? Oh, it's on a branch. Never mind. I have a branch with the construction level. I'll switch to it. Check out construction. Because we're planning more stuff. Like this is, for example, also your last name is Vance. Yes, it is. Your last name is Anthony? Who names their kid Rohan? What are we doing? Is this suddenly playground insults? Oh, I still have to pull it. Okay, yeah, this is gonna take like 17 years. It's a cool last name. I guess on how you pronounce it. You have one? You people have names? Yeah, we don't all are just called our studio name spellbinding. Your initials are MW? Yeah. Your mom has a name. Average age for our viewers is 35 years old, just so you know. I really have to deal with this. I should have just become a Roblox streamer, honestly, at this point. Yeah, I don't think this is gonna happen anytime soon because it's a 2 GB branch that I have to pull. Bite me employee 69. Yeah, I never understood like the... I think it's mainly like a US or UK thing of, you know, like having junior and then senior and then the third. Like at my previous job, there was a guy and his name was like Malcolm the Third. And it's like, okay. And he was like, yeah, no, you have to say the third as well. And I'm, sure thing, buddy. So yeah, I'm junior and my... Okay, that exactly what the Retro Game Store Simulator is saying as well. Why? There's so many names out there. That feels PQ. Yeah, it's like... I know over here the Ford. I think there's a Ford as well. I think it may just be someone where like the third is kind of just sick and tired of it. And it's like, I don't want to do more of this. People send me friend requests. Don't just send me friend requests. You can just send me DMs. My DMs are open. Friend requests are weird. If I have a grandson. Well, then your son does... How much pressure would you put on your son for him to call his son the fourth? Or if he was gonna be like, yeah, I kind of just want to call him Michael or something, would that like be fine as well? I don't really care. He says after he did name his child the third. It is very funny. It doesn't exist in Belgium at all, that idea of junior, senior. It's just always new name. But yeah. Soljan is 25. I'm honestly surprised views aren't that bad, honestly, for being this early. I think maybe the fact that tomorrow is a public holiday for US people as well. Is it illegal to rename your sons the same name as you? I don't think so. It's just that nobody does it. Oh, we pulled. Nice. Hold on. Go on, Unity. Reloads. Yeah, some cultures use the middle name of previous generations. I think that's something... I don't know. Like, I definitely have middle names as well. But it's like... I don't really use them. They're just on my passports. This looks like only up. This is because this level is... Well, this is the very shitty version. I have a better version like this one, but I'm still not happy with it. It's... Yeah. New game, guess Marnix's middle name. So... This was like something I was working on, but like the terrain makes me cry, and I don't know if or when this will see the light of day. But there's like some cool stuff, like the crane is like moving around, and there's gonna be like some platforms. Like this is supposed to be like a construction elevator that goes up and down. It's not Half-Life 3, no. It's a kind of work in progress level. Come on, Unity. For like an extra level as like kind of a free DLC. Any plans on adding to the team? No, not at all. You saw nothing, Thiago. You saw nothing. Planning a 1.1 update at some point. This is what happens. Where's my... Oh, did I not? Oh, God, I didn't use prefabs. I just used... Oh, yeah. I haven't touched this in like weeks as well. Have you ever played the game Fail Hard? No, I haven't. Fail Hard. It's also not really a game. If I look up Fail Hard, first big ambitions... I had to pay 3K. I feel like you should have just gone in a different domain then. I think that's the bigger issue. It's a mobile game. Yeah, I haven't played mobile games in a very long time. Okay, this looks like a mobile game that's also very old. Is this like 3D Happy Wheels? God, this looks like 2010 so badly. Yeah, Android 4. What do you mean? No, this... Oh yeah, 2015. This is an old-ass game. You play any You play my mobile game? I do not play your... I don't play any mobile games here. 2014. I've never played this. But this looks like Happy Wheels 3D, kinda. Not Happy Wheels, the hill climb racing. Because, yeah, I don't think... Hold on. Okay, my phone is dying. I don't... Like, I have the chess mobile game app, whatever thing, and that's it. I don't really play games on mobile. Like, when I'm on my phone, I either just listen to music, I listen to YouTube, And if I'm really bored, I play chess. And no, I'm not good at it. So, yeah. My elo is like 1200. But I haven't played in a long time. Fun fact, I once played against Magnus Carlsen. Bite me lore. Deep ones. When I was 10, I played against him. He did absolutely cream me. I think like 10 moves or something. I had no idea what I was doing, but I did play against him. I played against Magnus Carlsen. Whilst he was like doing like, I think like 24 kits simultaneously or something. It was whack, but yeah. I played against him, like I said, when I was 11, so 15 years ago, I think, at this point. He wasn't top of world back then. I think it was like second best or something. Kasparov was still pretty big shit. Because my dad taught me chess. And then one time he just signed me up for some chess tournament. I was like, this is dumb. But I was like, I'll go. And then turns out that I won enough games. I didn't care about chess at all. I'm not like going to the chess club and whatever. He just like taught me and I was like, oh, you should go and do this thing. I signed you up for the event. I played it. I didn't feel like I played great. And then they were like, yeah, you're top 24. So you can go to the finals, whatever, and play against Magnus Carlsen. And I was like, sure. My dad just drove me. He was happy. My real name is Marnix Vance. But I don't think it's tracked. Why would I have a fake name? No, my real game is Bite Me Games employee number 1. Or 2. Depends. So, yeah. Now the parasocial relationship strengthens. Teaching elders chess, it's not bad, to be fair. Thing is, I haven't played chess with my dad in like 10 years as well. And he was like, I do have like an over-the-board board. And he was like, oh, I want to play with him. He is so bad at it now. I destroy him. I cream him. I scholars mate him. And he doesn't see it coming. So yeah, I don't really play a lot of chess. Yeah. His dad couldn't use his own name. You're number 1 to 50% of the viewer base. That's good to hear. Go ham. People don't like the fact. Can I? Oh, I shouldn't show that. Yeah, I try while trying to teach and giving infinite takebacks. Yeah, out of the Bite Me view members, like Thomas, William, Jamie, and then me, I definitely am the best chess player, but we are all miserable. Hey, Soljan as well. Welcome to the Bite Me Games membership. Thank you for your support. I shouldn't move this around too much. What else do I have to talk about? I originally was planning on redoing these screenshots in today's stream because, oh my god, the lighting is so ass on this one. But yeah, the thing is, Rohan, Patreon is a lot more expensive. The membership is like kind of low. But thank you very much, guys. You know, you're not wrong. There's a lot of really good content over on Patreon. Patreon.com/BiteMeGames. Because, let's take a look at some content. Bite Me Games Wrapped. Okay. Some other stuff. You want to know everything about console porting? It's on there. Company structure, shares, equity, all of that. Community management, financials, Steamworks tutorials, capsule art classes, more business overviews, the right genre, marketing, whatever. So yeah. I've been enjoying catching up on Patreon content, yeah. Steam analytics extensions. Oh, you mean so you can see like how much they earned? I just go to Gamealytic. It's fine. I prefer my Steam to be clean. And I have some more cool videos planned. Can I see the thumbnail for this? This is coming out tonight. You know we gotta play Crop Illusion at some point, right? So, out on Patreon tonight. And there's a reason it's on Patreon. I'll leave it at that. So yeah, we have some good content over on Patreon coming. Patreon is like kind of... I'm staying up to watch that one. I think you can... Oh, wait, when is it coming up? They'll get everyone to sign up. I'll have to make a Patreon account for Bite Me. That's the way it goes. There's some cool stools on there as well, yeah. Is there a reason why you haven't tried the 7,000 to 10,000 wishlist before launch approach? Because we wanted to with Forge Industry, but it's like... It just wasn't going. It wasn't happening. And it's like that video I did about momentum recently, where at a certain point you're gonna be sick of your game as well. And we were sick of the game. And we tried some marketing. Also, back then we didn't really know what was great marketing. I think it was this video, yeah, where we talked about momentum. We had similar things with Guild Architect. We just wanted to get the game out there. And it's like we knew that the game was not going to be a success because we didn't have... We launched at 2,500 wishlists, I think. And right now we're higher. And then for Unicycle Pizza Time, we once again had that thing of, look, we just have to release. And like, okay, so wishlist stats here. Right now we still have 5,000 outstanding wishlists for Forge Industry. And I don't think a lot of these will ever convert because the game is just not gonna be... Like, we're not updating the game. This is the proof that a Forge Industry 2 would probably sell to a certain degree. Like, people do care about it. But it doesn't convert even at 50%. I think we'll do 40% discounts now. And it's like, I'm fine with that. I honestly don't want people to spend their money too much on a Forge Industry because I think there are some inherent flaws with it. Like, Unicycle Pizza Time has sold way more and has way less wishlists as well. And what I also have is... Oh, I have this screenshot, actually. This is new and trending when Unicycle Pizza Time released. This was not logged in on my Steam account. We were top new and trending, right? And then, hold on, let me find a screenshot of the first day of sales. I've shown this one before as well. Yeah, open in browser. This was the Unicycle Pizza Time sales stats after 1 day. We had more units sold than we had launch wishlists. And I think wishlists, they're definitely important. They're a very, very strong indicator. But I think that you shouldn't just eternally delay your game until you get 7,000 wishlists. How do I find people to wishlist the game? Just put it on Steam. It's not going to give me a wishlist, right? That's right. You need to have something playable, and you need to send that playable thing to streamers. Or you can get lucky and join like certain big fests, like for example an OTK game show, or We Harvest, like OTK Games Expo. Sorry. Yeah, whatever. Like finding these events, submitting yourself to them, and this gives a lot of visibility as well, where you don't need, damn, look at them grippers, where they show games and all of that and talk about it. And this gives you a wish list as well, but this is not really interesting for like most developers. You're not gonna get on here because there's a certain level of, you know, right time, right place, and here it is an actual physical right place. Namely, I think this is all LA because OTK is all based in LA. That someone like us probably has way less like chance of getting on something like this. Still good wish lists. I think you can do things as well like devlogs. I think they have. Oh, I think they wrote it on their Steam page. So this is a Belgian automation game that was announced a while back, and they got like 40k wish lists in the first few months. How someone put their trailer on IGN? You just send an email to IGN. If it's good enough, they do it, and that's it. There's not much else you can do as an indie. Oh, they already have a publisher now as well. So here, yeah. So they made this devlog. They got like over 1,000 wish lists just by talking about it on OTK Winter Expo. And then they made this devlog on YouTube, 35k views, which led to Oh no, they have their trailer as well. Their trailer has like 360k views, and then devlog afterwards gave another boost, and then it went back pretty low. And then I don't get why the winter sales didn't go as well. But this is like the IGN has two channels, right? They have game trailers, which is by IGN, and then they have the main IGN like channel as well. And this is the easier one to get to, or this is the one where, you know, they upload a lot of shit on it as well, kind of like all of the stuff no one cares about that gets like 1,000 views for like the boring stuff. Whereas IGN, basically any trailer that's being put on the IGN YouTube channel is going to perform way better, but you're not going to end like here, like the bare minimum is like 20k views, whatever. But getting on here, you need to know people. That's kind of how it comes down to, or you need to get lucky and you just send an email to the general IGN email address. But it's like they get a lot of shit, so don't bank on it. The most predictable approach at the end of the day, we have beautiful videos about this, such as here, this one. How we spent $0 on marketing our game and sold thousands of copies. Watch this video. I talk about everything we did for Unicycle Pizza Time, and it's just the gift that keeps on giving. YouTuber coverage. You get things like, for example, I showed it earlier in stream, 1.9 million views from someone playing your game. That translates to cold hard cash and wishlists. And this was cold hard cash because the game was already out, but it also can translate to wishlists if the game isn't out yet. For example, another YouTuber, this is the biggest coverage we got. Orbital Potato Forge Industry. So this is a YouTuber. He covers mainly automation, management games, whatever. 20k views almost. This gave, like, the build we sent him was broken. Honestly, this still gave us, I think, 250 wish lists. It's not sending out GIFs and posts on XD Everything app and whatever. That's not the way. It's this, getting YouTubers with audiences that fit to play the game. Like Orbital Potato, if you're making a city builder or like a management game, he should be one of your #1 streamers to write to, because he has an audience that is a really good fit and it's probably gonna be good. Is it ever too late to send builds as keys to YouTubers for a game? You usually want to do it before the game is out, but you can still do it after the game is out. I've done a second wave of keys and everything after Unicycle Pizza Time came out already. But you're not going to get as much of an impact anymore, because it's like the streamers, I talk about it in another video. Do I have it here? No, I think if you reach out 2 months after release, they know that you don't really care about them. And that is one of the big things. This is another really good video. I review our viewers' game marketing emails. This one talks a bit more about how do you actually send out the email and what are some things to bear in mind as well. Yeah, something similar happened with Retromation when he played the Next Fest demo. YouTubers, I think, are by far the most important thing. And Twitch streamers is something that Chris Zukowski is like, oh, it's amazing. And to a certain degree, certain genres definitely can help, but YouTube is what slays at the end of the day. Because what YouTube is good at as well is that long tail. At Twitch, once the stream is over, it's dead. Like, nobody watches VODs anymore. It's like only people who were watching live care about the game, and generally you don't get live as many viewers as on a video. It's definitely something you can do as well, and we definitely did get picked up by a lot of Twitch streamers. I think Hand of Blood, for example, is a recent one, who originally did a Twitch stream, but then still Jesus Christ, Cycle. He still has a VODs channel, and the VODs channel got way more views even than the live one. I think he had about 8k live concurrent viewers, which is solid, but it pales in comparison to 180k. And my guess is that conversion rates are a bit higher when a live stream is playing it, because of that almost FOMO mentality of, okay, I have to play this game because my favorite streamer is playing it right now. But yeah. I only watch VODs on Twitch, but I feel like you can How do you even... Twitch is such a mess, I find, to navigate compared to YouTube. I'm a way bigger fan of YouTube. And you just send out these emails. There's a site called Sully Gnome. Oh, you can't see the URL. Now you can. Oh, no, you can't. Sully Gnome is if you want to find Twitch. But yeah, I talk about it in the 2 videos I mentioned earlier as well. And like, ideally you want to launch with 7k, 10k wishlist, but it's not... Sometimes it's not realistic. If you're at 1.5k and you already did a push, you already did a next fest, you already did like reaching out to influencers, it's like, yeah, it's not gonna happen. Take the L and move on, kinda. Hello, Michael, as well. Finally, you can catch the stream, indeed. Yeah, Twitch is a mess to navigate. Also, Twitch, like, horror games, I think, do pretty well on Twitch. But not every genre does really well. Because on Twitch as well, you have to keep in mind the categories to a certain degree. Where people do care about... Wait, let me go browse. Well, you know, there is this order almost of what are other games playing. And, oh, damn, 2.2k viewers. This is probably going to be like... Okay, there's a lot of people playing this as well. But I think, like, yeah, certain things wouldn't work as well. Unless you can get, like, one big stream. But it's different. I'm not as pro in it, maybe, as well. Yeah. I don't think there's anyone playing Unicycle Pizza Time right now, for example. I think so. Yeah, nothing right now. But yeah, people, damn, 6 hours, 6 hours, 4 hours. And then the German guy just rage quit after an hour and 20 minutes. Yeah, Twitch has that whole like e-girl thing as well, which I don't like Twitch. I very much am a YouTube like mainly YouTuber thing. I have the YouTube Premium as well. YouTube is by far my favorite kind of content consumption. So yeah, I know a bit about Twitch, but I don't know all of the full metas and things like that. I think YouTube is better. I think another video that kind of streaming comparison. This video is not exactly about like here comparing viewership and sources of revenue from multi-stream on YouTube and Twitch. This video from Moist Critical also really indicates, like, he talks as well about how videos just keep growing, basically. They keep getting better. And you don't have that same thing for, like, hey, is this views? Like, oh, Jesus Christ. The guy made a yearly salary, basically, for a lot of people, or more than that, for playing Starfield for 4 hours because of the long tail. Because of the fact that this VOD is gonna get watched for more than a year in a row, basically, still. And that is something that you don't have on Twitch as much. So, that's the thing. I feel like most of the people... we can probably see... use stats. Hand of blood. No, hand of uncut. Oh no, let's do the Smithy one. It's a bigger sample pool. And then in videos, I think I should be able to see the pizza game. Oh, I can log in, I think. I think I can see like how many views it still gets. This still gets 15,000 views. Okay, 7,500 views a day. And sure, it's going to drop a bit. But this is still a lot of eyeballs on Unicycle Pizza Time. And it's going to stay like this. It's going to slowly go down, down, down. But it's going to keep generating more passive views, so to say, which will have a conversion rate at the end of the day. Ever since this video came out, our stats for, like sales stats for Australia mainly and US have gone up drastically. Where like US has now gone like up top. And if I go and let's take a look at the final week, where we were mainly big in Germany, But still, all these 45, we had zero fucking sales from US before Smitty covered our YouTube channel, basically. Zero. It was only Japan, Korea, Indonesia. Like, Unicycle Pizza Time was pretty big after launch in like Asia, but never in the US. And then after that video, this is a week, like almost a month after the Smitty video, these numbers are still pulling in revenue for us at the end of the day. And that is why I'm such a big fan of YouTube as well. Now, this is with a game that's already out. You have a similar thing, of course, for wish lists, where I think it's easier for someone to have these 7,500 views and get like 20, 30 wish lists a day from it, basically. I'm just throwing a number out there. But I think that is something to keep in mind. So yeah, I don't know. I just went on a very long tangent, but now you know. I am very passionate about it. It's like, this screenshot is so beautiful. More units sold than wish lists. So there's more to wish lists and all of that. It's not like you can't get on the thing. At the end of the day, wish lists are still better because it can give you more guarantees of something is actually going to happen. If you're going to launch with 20 wish lists, yeah, you shouldn't expect this. I think this was very much mix as well of, you know, having a good streamer-friendly genre and things like that as well. If we had this many wish lists with a point-and-click game, or maybe even a general roguelite, would it have performed as well? I don't know. I don't think so. Yeah, I had low wish lists for my first Steam game, but it returned decent. So, yeah. So really, the earlier a better polished looking beta for streamers, the better. Probably, the thing is, yeah, demos, but they need to be good already. They do need to be good and polished. That's the thing. Don't just get an early build out there and then immediately be like, oh, go and play this, because if it's bad, well, they won't cover it anyway. The wrestling card game. You have a demo. Oh yeah, that's pretty good. 46 reviews as well. Huh, wait, didn't it say you had a demo? Oh! I'm gonna tell you something. I'm gonna teach you something. Shannon, I think was the name. Oh god, I'm very sorry. This is a problem. We're going to do this together right now. Hold on. I'm gonna show you what you're gonna do. Open up your Steamworks. I'll open up my Steamworks as well. Yes, I assume that's on the name. We're gonna go to Forge Industry. Come on, Steam. Okay, so you got Steamworks here. We go to, if you have a demo, follow this along as well. I'm not joking. If you have a demo and you have this problem, you don't have the big green button, you go to your Steamworks. And then you go to all associated packages. You go to your demo. You basically want to go to like this thing, like the page for your demo thing. And then you go to edit store page. And then you go to special settings. No. Okay, I lied. You don't go here. I'm sorry. You go to the main game. You go to the main game, store page, settings. So we're on the main game that you're at. Go to edit store page. Special settings. Yeah, here. Associated demos. If you have a demo for this application, it should be added here. You do that. Check this box. Display demo download button as a more prominent green box. This is important. This is often not enabled by default. Do separate demo pages also have the big green button? Yeah. I don't know if you can associate more than one demo, honestly. It's not something I looked into. Or I think you can maybe like have them active. I think you can only have one demo. But yeah, click this. Because nobody else is going to know otherwise. It's under special settings for your main store page. If it's hidden like this, nobody sees this. You just blindly stare over this download demo button because your brain is looking out for the big green button as well at the end of the day. But there's no big green button here. So where is it? It's like, oh, there's no demo. You just updated it. Ta-da! This is much better. This is what you want. Good job. Indeed. It should totally be... I think it's... Sometimes I think it's a default. I'm not sure, honestly. But you want this. Definitely. Are the ones that sell well actually good gameplay-wise? The thing is, it depends on the style of horror game we're going for. We're going for almost like a liminal one, where, you know, you have that empty office that is kind of out there. It's not like a dark dungeon on sewers and whatever. Well, fuck, what was it called? Like Pools, Escape the Backrooms are some games. Pools is one that I really enjoyed to a certain degree. I don't like horror that much, but I think that's like, I am a scaredy cat. But I think atmosphere is the biggest thing with horror at the end of the day. I think you can do a lot with atmosphere and tension as well. Because one thing we even considered is like, we're gonna do some playtests, but not with our audience, with people we know in real life of the game. And we're almost considering like, should we just leave out the anomalies? Like do an A/B test where one half has anomalies and the other half is just like psyching themselves with the vibes and the tension into being scared. Because I think that's definitely... We're so back. Okay. So we have Tiny Glade. Download PC demo. Huh. What are they doing? Why does it say PC demo? Now, their game is out. What are they doing? They don't have the big green. The thing is, if they had the big green on top of all of these other, and I think something else to keep in mind here is like Tiny Glade, they kind of, you know, they're optimally marketed because you kind of want to hide your demo is the official school of thought if you don't have a like crafty buildy game. What's gonna be a game with demos? I think there's just a category for it. No categories, demos. And here, Heroes of Hammerwatch. Does this have a? Okay, this does not have a. God damn, I need to find one that has a separate demo page, but it's like very unclear which ones have demo pages and which ones don't. Does my site have a dedicated demo page? No. Okay. Let's go for a game that's not out yet. Trending free. Let's not go for Catalyx demo. Okay, so this has a demo. And then here, we go to the full game. And yeah, there's still the big green button. So you can have the big green button and still have a demo page as well. And that's the thing you might like. Not because Tiny Glade doesn't have this big green demo, but you're not Tiny Glade at the end of the day. So I think those are some things to keep in mind as well. You kind of want to have it, everything you can get on your site, have it on your site basically. With only an out-of-date AI for company, can you survive? Looks pretty good. Do y'all have still some questions? Morning, Benjamin, as well. You didn't wake up at 6 a.m. to come and watch? Because I'm thinking of, I know we're getting the highest viewers, probably because Europe is waking up. Good morning, Europe boys. You didn't have to wake up at 6 a.m. like me, probably. I'm probably gonna start wrapping things up though. So if you have any questions, rapid fire round right now. Do you think it's a good idea to keep a demo up after a full release? So, good evening indeed from New Zealand. This stream is right for you. Chris Zukowski, he's gone on and on about this. He's like, no, technically the better move is to get rid of the demo. Because of that idea of, indeed, if someone plays a demo and the game is already out, and they don't like the demo, they're not going to buy it. And they're going to be more likely to buy it. Like, they're going to be less likely to refund it if they already bought it than to just not buy it to begin with if they don't like the demo. And that is like the AAA approach almost of, the corporate greed. I don't want that. I would say keep your demos up as long as you can. There's other times that Chris Zukowski has definitely said like, yeah, you should have the demo, especially if it's like a crafty buildy game. But yeah, there's different approaches for it. And yeah. So I think I personally am of the idea, but I don't know if it's the best optimized and highest return on investment thing, is to keep the demo up at all times, because it's just nicer, in my opinion. So yeah. Anyways, everybody, thank you everyone for tuning in this early. Well, early for me, late for you and things like that. How many people normally download the demo and play the demo on games? Like the difference between download and play, oh, it's miserable. Like I think most of I can see this. Products, Forge Industry demo. 20,000 people added it to their library. You can't see how many downloaded but never played, and 4,000 people actually played it. So yeah. Anyways, I'm gonna leave it at this. Thank you everyone for having tuned in. I hope it was interesting. I hope we still did some good stuff. And apart from that, thank you everyone for watching. Patreon, there's gonna be some cool videos tonight where we play Cropolution, or like talk about Cropolution. And apart from that, we'll see you guys in the next one. Bye!